All right, golf fans, welcome. Today we have a heavyweight bout that so many of you have been asking about. In one corner, you've got the established powerhouse, and in the other, the scrappy, high-value challenger. We're putting two amazing iron sets head-to-head in the ultimate showdown for distance and, you guessed it, forgiveness. So let's get right into the tale of the tape.
So, on your left, you're looking at the sleek, powerful PXG 0211 XCOR2, and on the right, the upstart that's been making a ton of noise, the Takomo 101. Now, both of these irons are creating a huge buzz because they promise tour-level tech for the everyday player. We're going to break down exactly what's under the hood of each of these beauties.
Because, let's be real, that's what this is all about, isn't it? We're all searching for that one piece of gear that gives us an edge. You know, adds a few more yards, saves us on those less than perfect shots, and does it all without totally breaking the bank. So today, we're going to find out if one of these is your next secret weapon.
Okay, first up, let's dive into the PXG 0211 XCOR2. Now, when you hear the name PXG, you probably think premium, high-end, and yeah, maybe a pretty hefty price tag. But this line, this is their answer to making all that incredible performance and feel way more accessible for golfers like you and me.
Aesthetically, these things are classic PXG. You get that super clean, minimalist design, that sharp chrome finish, but notice that top line. It's just a little bit thicker. Now that might seem like a small detail, but for a lot of us, seeing that little extra bit of mass behind the ball just inspires a ton of confidence before you even take the club back.
So what's the secret sauce here? Well, it's all about this XCOR2 technology. The easiest way to think about it is like this. You've got an incredibly thin face, and right behind it is this soft, high-tech polymer. So when you hit the ball, the face flexes, the polymer squishes down, and then just explodes back, creating this massive trampoline effect that just launches the ball. The key thing to understand is that you get that insane ball speed, not just on perfect strikes, but all across the face. That's the key to consistent distance. And that crazy tech leads right into forgiveness. That XCOR2 plus some really smart perimeter weighting makes the club head incredibly stable. In simple terms, it just doesn't want to twist when you miss the sweet spot. So if you catch one a little on the toe or heel, the club does a lot of the work to keep the ball flying straight. It really is like having a safety net for those mishits. So when you boil it all down, the PXG story is pretty clear. It's all about explosive distance, fantastic forgiveness, that premium look and feel, and a really nice high launch. It's just a super powerful and confidence-inspiring package for a whole range of players. All right, time to turn our attention to the challenger. Everybody, meet the Takomo 101. If you haven't heard of this direct-to-consumer brand, well, you're about to. They have been making some serious waves by pumping out high-performance clubs at just an incredible value. I mean, just look at this iron. The Takomo 101 has this unbelievably clean, almost blade-like aesthetic. It's got a beautiful satin finish and a noticeably thinner top line than the PXG. This is the kind of look that better players usually drool over, but it's hiding all the game improvement tech you need right inside. But please, don't let those simple good looks fool you. Inside, it's a completely different animal. They're using a hollow body design with a C300 miraging steel face. Now, if that sounds familiar, it should, because that's the same kind of super strong, flexible steel that's used in a ton of high-end drivers. And the result? Just like the PXG, you get absolutely explosive ball speeds all across the face. And you know, this is the reaction we hear all the time. When you actually see and hold the Takomo 101, the quality, the finish, it just screams premium. The fact that they can offer this level of design and performance at their price point is exactly what makes them such a huge disruptor in the golf world. So the Takomo's story is all about value, plain and simple. You're getting top-tier ball speed and a surprising amount of stability, all wrapped up in a sleek player's look that a ton of golfers are going to love, and you get it for a fraction of what you'd expect to pay.
Okay, we've met our two contenders. Now it's time for the main event. Let's put them side by side and see how they really stack up in the categories that matter most to all of us: distance, forgiveness, and feel. Let's do this.
So when we look at the head-to-head, man, you can see just how close this fight really is. I mean, in terms of pure distance, they are both absolute monsters. It's a dead heat. The PXG maybe launches the ball a tiny bit higher, which could help some players, while the Takomo has this really powerful, penetrating ball flight.
For forgiveness, the PXG's bigger head feels like it has a massive sweet spot, but the Takomo is shockingly stable for its smaller size. And when it comes to feel, the PXG has a softer, more muted thud, while the Takomo feels a little bit hotter and more solid right off the face.
It is just an unbelievably tight race. I mean, in almost every single performance category, these two are trading blows. And honestly, you can make a really strong case for either one. But when you look at the whole picture, one area of separation becomes incredibly clear.
And it all comes down to value. While the PXG 0211s are definitely well priced for a premium brand, that direct-to-consumer model that Takomo uses, well, it puts them in a completely different league when it comes to price.
And this right here is where Takomo lands the knockout blow. For the level of performance you're getting, the premium materials they use, the 101 offers arguably the best bang for your buck in golf today. It's just so hard to beat.
So, what does this all actually mean for you? Look, it's not about which iron is objectively better, but which one is better for your game, your eye, and yeah, your wallet. So let's break down the final decision.
Okay, here's the bottom line. You should probably go with the PXG if you want the backing of that premium brand name, if you prefer that larger, more confidence-inspiring look when you're standing over the ball, and if a soft, muted feel is your #1 priority. But if getting the absolute most performance for your dollar is what's most important, and you love that sleek player's look, then the Takomo 101 is an absolute no-brainer. It's a revelation.
At the end of the day, you really cannot go wrong here. Both of these iron sets deliver big time on distance and forgiveness. The real choice just comes down to what you value more. Is it the prestige of the brand, or is it pure, unadulterated value?
And that just leaves us with one final question for you. Based on everything we've talked about, which team are you on? The accessible powerhouse that is PXG, or the disruptor value king, Takomo? Let us know what you think. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next one.